In America, power is supposed to have limits, lines drawn in ink and guarded by trust. But lately, those lines feel less like boundaries and more like suggestions, smudged and stretched and blurred by ambition. This week, reporting surfaced once again about Donald Trump entering the idea of a third term, something that the Constitution explicitly forbids. And alongside that, he's been talking about taking over elections in certain states, a push to centralize control of voting at the federal level, especially in places where he deems are mismanaged and or crooked. And these aren't whispers. They're on-camera statements, repeated in interviews and echoed by his allies. Now this isn't about panic, but it is about paying attention. Because when a leader starts testing the edges of the system, the real story isn't the headlines anymore. It's about the pattern. Now, legal expert says that the Constitution is clear. 2 terms, no exceptions. But the rhetoric around the loopholes and backdoors and federal control of elections, that's where the ground starts to shift. Not always through action, sometimes just through suggestions. Again. And that's what this channel is about. The space between what is said and what is meant. Between the rules we write and the powers we allow. Between the blurred lines. Election officials across the country are already preparing for unusual scenarios, from federal offices near polling places to lawsuits demanding sensitive voter data. These aren't hypotheticals, they're actually happening now. Look what just happened in Georgia. He sent in the FBI, his FBI, to go to election polling places to investigate what happened back in 2020. But he also says back then that the elections were stolen, it was crooked. And then, let's not forget, is the whole reason of January 6th was to stop the vote because the elections was crooked. He goes into court, he has all these matters at hand, he's facing jail time. Somehow the Supreme Court kicks in and says no, he was a sitting president, so none of that he can get in trouble for. Boom, cases wiped out. But let's not forget, the lawyers and everybody else that helped him got in trouble. Rudy Giuliani, whole life, career, everything washed away. You don't even hear about him anymore. But then Trump became president again. And here we are again, talking about eroded elections. So today's question isn't, will he do it? It's what does it mean when a leader keeps pushing the boundaries just to see if it moves? And what do we do as citizens, as a community, when the lines that protect our democracy starts to blur? If you're here for honest conversations about the spaces in between, stay close, there's more to explore. And until then, stay aware, be kind, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.